Hi guys, so to work out the product a plus b times c plus d, so let's have an example. So if we have, just gonna make a bit more space, leave a bit space up here. So if we have 3 plus x in bracket times 4 plus x. We are revising how we are expanding those brackets. And I'm going to show you two methods. So the first one is the so-called FOIL method. FOIL method. So what does FOIL stand for? First, outside, inside, last. Now, how does that work? So that means we are going to multiply the first two terms. So that's 4 times 3, or 3 times 4. So 3 times 4 gives me 12. That's my f for the first. For the O, I am going to multiply the two outside terms. The outside terms would be 3 and x. So if I multiply those two outside terms, I get 3 times x, giving me 3x. And the operation is plus here. This is positive, so that's gonna be a plus. Then the I stands for inside, so the two inside terms are the next two to multiply. X times 4 gives me 4x. Again, this term is positive and this is positive, so I need to put a plus here. And finally, we're looking at the L, which is the last two terms, the last term in each bracket, which is an x and an x. So we need to multiply those two. X times x gives me x squared. Again, positive, positive, and therefore I need to put a plus here. So I'm going to now simplify or collect like terms. So I've got here 12. There is no other number without a variable, so that can't be simplified. So that stays 12. However, 3x, I've got another term that has just an x, which is this one. 3x plus 4x gives me 7x. And then I've got my plus x squared. And there I've got my answer. So let's put a general rule here. So if I have a plus b times c plus d, and I want to expand those brackets, I would have to first multiply the first two terms. So that's my f. Sorry. And it gives me a times c, gives me ac. Then I add a plus because all my terms are positive. So I've got my first here. So next I'm going to do my outside. That's these two. A times d. So I get here, for the outside, a times d giving me ad. Got a plus again because they're all positive, those terms. And next I would like to do the inside. So b times c. That's my inside terms. B times c gives me bc, and finally, I mustn't forget the last two terms in last term in each bracket, b and d. B times d gives me bd, and this is my last term. That's a general rule that you can always apply to products, so you should memorize that. And I said that I'm going to show you another method, and that other method I'm going to show you down here with this very same example. So on Delta Math, they show you something that is called the box method. So they would give you a box like this, and this is actually a multiplication grid. And then you would have to put the terms from the first bracket here and here. So that would be your 3 and your x. And you would put the terms from your second bracket on top of your grid. So that would be here and here. And then you would fill out this multiplication grid. So you would start 3 times 4 gives you 12. Then you would do 3 times x gives you 3x. Next would be x times 4, giving you 4x. And x times x for down here gives you x squared. And from this, you can also write down your answer, which is 12 plus 3x plus 4x plus x squared. And all you need to do now is simplify to get 12 plus 3x plus 4x is 7x plus x squared. And I think with this knowledge, you should be good to go and be able to work on all the work that I've set you on Delta Math for these three.